All right, welcome to the Blessed Beats Live weekend syndicated show. 2 hours nonstop music, positive vibes, and a dope interview that you can use. This is segment 3, the Artist Spotlight, where we talk to people who I like to say is doing good in the neighborhood. And when we get a chance to talk to people, man, let's kind of dive in and find out what's going on right outside your four walls in your community in hopes that we can help you. On the show today, man, I was excited about this interview when it came across my email because tax season is here, end of the year is here, and I know you want your coins back. So why not get an expert in? I'm bringing the right choice to the show today, Miss Mercy Lane. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. Grateful to be here.
All right, I gotta say thank you for actually doing this because I don't know when you, sir, ma'am, are watching this, but it's holiday season around here, so you could be on a beach. That's the behind the scenes stuff. You could be on the beach, but you have a chance to stop through and talk to us about it, man. Tax season. I don't even really know where to start. I'm gonna talk about all things taxes, but before I get into that, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you and tell us a little bit about being, air quotes, the right choice.
All right. My name is Mercy Lane. I'm a tax professional with a family-owned business called The Right Choice Financial and Tax Service, where me and my mother have the privilege of running it for over 30 years. I'm a decade in, a little over a decade in, and just excited all the way around about educating our community. I got the passion from my mom, just all of a sudden was heading in a different career path. Went to college for something totally different, and it just stuck with me one year when she really just had a chance to pour into me. We've been around, been a small business in the community, like I said, for over 30 years. So we're just excited to help people in any facet that we can.
Yeah. One thing I love about small business entrepreneurs, it always starts off that it's something that we didn't want to do. That's how I be knowing a lot of stuff is our God-given thing, because it'd be like, I never even thought about. You mentioned that, and you went to college for something totally different. What was that?
I went for sociology and political science, ironically.
So growing up, you wanted to be a what?
I wanted to be like a social worker. I wanted to help people. I wanted to get into a field. Really, I ended up working in the mental health field right out of school, and I didn't know how to affect kind of like change at like that direct level. And I wanted to be a world changer. So it was like, ooh, this is a lot. But the Lord had other plans for me. He really did.
You couldn't pass certain class. That's what that was.
No, that wasn't it. But I said these people ain't about to. I just felt like I wanted my hands to the plow, and it wasn't gonna touch. You know what I needed it to touch.
Absolutely. I gotta say this, man. We get into this tax season, man. The tax industry, right? I would say it was one, and I'm doing this air quotes, season behind the real estate game. I don't know what year, right? You said y'all been in business 30 years, but it was a whole period, maybe 4 or 5 years, that everybody was running to get real estate license and everybody was a realtor. And then it became so oversaturated that real estate game wasn't making no money. And then everybody ran and started doing taxes, right? And that got real scary because you looked up and besides the corporate joints, everybody was doing taxes. People don't understand when they doing your taxes, that's your money, that's your Social Security. So how'd y'all get in business to become the right choice?
Well, my mom started this out of her home in 1993. So I was just a little girl and I saw it all the time growing up. It was just normal in my house. It was like she would change our living room into a whole office. She got referrals from family and friends, and it's just always been an organic growth for her. She always wanted to help people. Like she was literally educating people and helping people. And so when we saw that surge, like you're talking about, it was crazy. We were like, why is everybody like thinking that this is a hustle? It's a side hustle. It's a gig. We're like, this is our career. This is our livelihoods. This is something that we are really able to provoke change and make sure that people understand what they're doing when they sit in front of a tax professional. Even like the big names like H&R Block and Jackson Hewitt, they are like aggressively marketing and really getting low level, low paying people job offers to people and getting them in their office and like not really teaching them, not really knowing how to help people once they get into their office. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We actually had a client one time tell us like they appreciate that it wasn't a hustle for us. And it was like it touched me.
So I'm one of them class, right? I'm one of them class.
Yeah.
I got two quick stories about that tax game, or how dangerous it is. When I used to work in hip hop, there was this guy, I ain't gonna say his name, and I think he had maybe an accounting degree in college, and he opened up a tax service, and his whole clientele was going to the club on Friday and Saturday night, paying the DJ to get on the mic, and they called him the tax man. He opened
Oh
up
my
his tax
God.
office, not business hours, during club hours, and he
You
was
are
getting
kidding.
all of the people that's going to go buy. Now his business was booming, but I wonder how many people taxes was just jacked up from trying to just do the cool thing. And so I'll say
Yeah.
that. And then like when you said those chain spots, my problem with that is there people go to them because of their name,
Yeah.
but it's the person that's actually putting in your stuff that can leave stuff off or mess you up. And like you said, if they not really looking for experts,
Hmm.
just because you went to the corporate joint don't mean your joint done right. So I'm so thankful for
Yeah.
people like you, for people like the right choice in that. I got to ask you, Mercy, when is tax season? How does this work?
That's a good question. So a lot of people, I mean, even rumors have been said that tax season is like starts at the beginning of January. Tax season can't really start until the IRS gives us permission, which is typically the last week in January. Now, some third party banks do offer products that help people, with that extra cash that they may need prior to the IRS electronic filing date start, which typically is around the second week or of January. And then it goes all the way up until April 15th, or sometimes April has extensions depending on where the holiday falls on.
So to the typical tax, okay. So I don't know if my life is good. I'm gonna tell you this because I know a lot of people depend on. I need my money, and I'm running in there the first day it opens, right? So I would assume
Hmm.
that's the busiest day. But for me, I've always went with the strategy of I'm gonna hold off until close to
Hmm.
the last day, and then I'm gonna file because when I get that return, it'll take me through the summer and into the fall.
Right.
So maybe my life is good. I don't know, but when is the peak? When is the peak time?
Well, that's the thing. It's a different peak time for every type of taxpayer, if you want to put it like that. So people who have that urgency, who kind of just know where they stand, that they're going to get a surplus of income at that time, because they're lower income people, then sometimes that rush is for them in the beginning of the tax season. But you have the small business owners, the people who own rental properties, the people who have stocks and exchanges, just who have different types of home ownership or things of that nature who are going to fluctuate when they file. And that's typically the middle of the season. And then you have this huge, huge group and population of people who file extensions, who are those last minute people who don't care about remembering nothing from the previous year, who are going to push it out to the very last minute.
You sound like you telling my business, girl.
Yeah, they do
No,
not care
and
about
that's
that
me. I always
timeline.
try to wait, and I'm trying to. If I could extend that joint, I'm trying to extend it there. I don't know why I do it that way. Hey, but it's
But to
all
each
good.
his own.
Let's talk about the right choice, man. I literally stumbled upon y'all, and I think y'all are so amazing. But y'all are not just your typical tax office. Y'all got some faith-based practices, some faith-based principles that I think that gives y'all the Operation of Excellence Award. That how y'all do things. Let's talk about some of those that set y'all apart. Give me some of those day-to-day things that y'all make sure y'all do when the doors open, when the doors close. How do y'all operate?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I have a great team. Just how we came to be in our spot right now was definitely God given and God driven. It was definitely a faith move for us. We literally prayed over the office, put mustard seeds down, and it was definitely just something that we couldn't do on our own. And so we're grateful, and we stand on a vision that we wrote during that time of prayer and stepping into faith into this business, this new building, so to say. And it's a vision statement that I was given by God, and it's something that me and my team we take on every morning around 9, 10 o'clock. We speak over our business. We speak. It's it's a statement of vision over TRC about where our business is and who we are, who God calls us to be.
Yeah. Taxes. Let's get gritty. Let's get gritty on taxes. Um, to the typical person that is hardworking or whatnot, we just talked about going to the corporate spots. Um, can you how do I want to say? Can you end it up? Can you be so messed up in your taxes you go to jail?
Yes, but that doesn't happen to the typical taxpayer. You have to be committing tax evasion,
Mm.
and they know that you owe them hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Let's talk
A
about
lot of
tax
people
evasion.
just yeah,
Let's talk about tax because okay, to me, when I hear tax evasion, I hear I'm not paying taxes. That's what I hear, right? Um,
mhm,
take that small business owner, right? The first time
mhm,
entrepreneur who's got a business and 2 years have went by, you really ain't made nothing really, and
mhm.
you ain't really filed, you don't really know the game. Is that tax evasion?
No. Tax evasion is when you are completely avoiding tax and you know that your income is taxable. You are avoiding reporting properly so that the IRS can collect properly. And
So
so, yeah.
what do you call that
uh,
person that's new to the business and 2023 they ain't make no money, 2024 they made a couple hundred and they didn't file? What is that?
Let me give you a couple of examples. So I do have a client that I just actually took in as a bookkeeping client, and they didn't file 2022 taxes. They hadn't had proper records kept up. They didn't know where to start. So they started with us. They started to get a consultation. They tried to understand what they needed to get their books in order to report properly. It was a couple of great young ladies, veteran owned business. They're partners, and so they didn't know what that even meant. So when you're trying to do something outside of your norm, sometimes you just don't have the right direction to go into. And so you get stuck. And so being stuck and not filing for 2 to even 3 years during the pandemic, it happened heavily. So that's not committing tax evasion. It is when we are purposefully hiding money from the IRS, not reporting cash, not putting cash in our bank accounts to be taxed on it. And so that's like you are completely trying to avoid paying your fair share completely.
I love that thought, and I want to stay right there. Mercy Lane from the Right Choice right here inside the Blessed Beast Live Weekend syndicated show. We're talking about taxes and tax evasion. I think that was really encouraging. Uh, pour into that person or to their business who maybe just starting and maybe just made a little bit of money and they don't know where to start, right? When they pull
Mhm.
up and they walk into the Right Choice, what do you get? How do you get treated?
Yeah, it's a one of a kind a situation we have going on over there. We have a whole process of intaking and onboarding people. We want to make sure that they feel the love that we have for them. We appreciate our business, our clients, because they didn't have to choose us. So we definitely take them through a one of a kind customer experience to where we inform them from booking the appointment to what they'll get in their tax appointment. And so you can start off with a consultation. Meet me. Let me learn about you. Let me know what you have going on. Let's build this rapport. Let's build this trust. And then you can make your decision. If you go in full force and you don't do a consultation, you'll get that same great service. I'll still do an introduction. I get to know them, their lives. They tell me all about, their families. I want to know because they become family to us. And so that's something that's very unique about our service. We definitely make sure that we provide like full support even after you leave to make sure that everything goes smoothly and that you're educated. So, and educating means that they know what's reported on their tax return because the taxpayer is responsible and I'm signing the return or my tax preparers are signing the return. I want to make sure that you're in agreement with what I'm presenting to the IRS so that you can be on the same page.
Yeah, I love it. Bookkeeping, right? You're a person who got that business, or you doing little things, and then you go through that first year, you go through that second year, and you ain't do it right. I'm actually speaking for myself. I ain't do it right, and then you look up, and then when I show up, I might have a bag of receipts. Do people really still do
Hmm.
that, or how? What tips or how do you teach people to say, okay, we starting today. This is how we should do it. That way we can have a record so that you don't have to show up with a trash bag of receipts with some of the ink rubbed off on it. How do you help us there?
Well, that's right. I have people who walk in there who need 9 years of tax returns done, Marcus. 5 years just the other day in shoe buckets and buckets. And it's no joke, because they don't, remember, but they have that, and that's some, solace to them. But what we do is we start where they are. We meet them where they are and we educate them beyond that because business owners need to know that they need to keep their personal and their business expenses completely separate. So we start with that basic point of education. If you're a business owner and you don't have a separate account, you're starting off wrong. And if you mix and mingle your business expenses and your personal expenses, you're continuing wrong. And so you want to completely separate them, whether you're a DBA or an LLC. And so that makes a difference in how you're reported and how you are seen as a business owner. And so you can get caught up. We can walk you through that process. We can utilize your dusty receipts, but we're gonna start with just those basic, things that you need to know from here on out. Like you need to separate your business expenses from your personal expenses. We're gonna categorize those things for you. Make sure that you understand what you can and cannot take as a business owner. People try to write off their lives, and that's a form of tax evasion. But you want to have the right knowledge and use like the right strategies to save on your taxes. You don't want to, just be wild with it.
Yeah. Let's talk about refund. Give me my money, right? Um, let's take that client that you said was 5 years or 9 years behind.
Mhm.
Could they be leaving money on the table if we don't ever go back and get them? Let's say somebody walked in and said, "Man, I got 4 years ago." Can they still get refund on?
Nope.
Ah,
So it
explain.
is a 3-year limit on whether or not you can get a refund back from the IRS, but there's no limitations on the debt that you may owe them. And then if there's interest and penalties on that thing, you're going to be really upset.
Wait,
So that was my goal. I was trying to, save her some money and make it as low as possible when we were catching up all of these years.
let me get this straight. You got 3 years to get your money.
Yep.
There's no limitation on if you owed 9 years ago. They want they
Plus tax. They coming back for more.
only in America. Only in America. I love it. I love it. All right, you guys, you do more than just taxes. After somebody becomes a client of yours, you take us through, you put us in order. We got the Holy Spirit wrapped in this thing. My spirit is good, my taxes is good.
Mhm.
Throughout the year, is this a one-time thing? Do I just pull up during tax season? How do I keep my relationship with y'all all year long?
Oh, that's wonderful. First of all, you need to follow us on social media. You need to call us when you're making life decisions. We have clients do it every day. They're calling us about any type of retirement withdrawals. They're calling us about, their home purchases, different things that just may take place on a daily basis that they have that affect their tax situation. We're here for our clients. We support them. They can call us, do a brief consultation, entity setting up a new business. We help through it all.
Yeah. Okay, and two more things. does the codes or any tax breaks change from year to year?
They often do, but not hugely. The last tax change that we had was a huge change in 2018. And as you know, 2 years later, we hit the pandemic and things went crazy. So 2 years of changing into a new normalcy, then 2 years of changing into, this worldwide tragedy. And so we're just now getting back into the groove of things and where things really back normalized because that tax code hadn't changed in like 30 years
Mm.
before then. But different benefits for taxpayers come in very small increments though.
Yeah. All right. And finally, y'all got something going on that I think people should be able to log into or definitely pull up on if you in the Houston area. Let's talk about it.
Yes. So quarterly, we have education events called Coffee and Conversations. This quarter is going to be December 6th. We're super excited. We're coming full force to bring you education not only on taxes, but a financial planner, a business coach, as well as an estate planner, things that people don't get access to in their daily lives. You don't want to Google these things. You actually want a professional, someone's there to communicate with you and not behind a Google search. So I'm teaming up with Northwestern Mutual and a good friend of mine. His name is Ulrich, and we've put together these events to educate our community. They're hosted right in Pearland.
Pearland, Texas, if you're watching this worldwide. This is December the 6th, 2023, no matter when you're watching this. If they're watching in this area, I want you to give the address, but is there an online version that people could tune into? If not, will you be creating that in the future?
I definitely want to create it in the future. It definitely needs to be heard worldwide, but right now I don't have an online platform yet. This is live in person education from 9 to 11:30 a.m. It's for individuals and small business owners, and we definitely want everybody to get involved with the conversation. Don't be scared to talk money matters. Don't be scared to talk future, estate planning, succession planning for your business, things that you need to know about.
Yeah, and I definitely myself need to be pulling up to this thing because I need to learn some financial literacy and get these tax breaks. Tax season is just around the corner. Do me a favor, because I know somebody. This is a faith-based platform. Somebody may be saying, "Cool, man. These are Christian tax people. I know they ain't gonna run my pockets, right?" But no, I'm joking. But they definitely might want to connect with you guys, and I actually am a client of yours, and I'm locked in as long as I have my entrepreneur heart because I believe in what y'all do, and y'all been treating me right. So I guess I just endorsed y'all. But what y'all's you said your social media and your phone number and address if somebody want to call.
Yes. So social media, we're on Facebook at TRC Financial and Tax Service, on Instagram as TRC Financial and Tax Service. And we have a TikTok that we need to do better on. But our phone number is 713-413-4172. And our website you can find more on, and our Google reviews are through the roof with 5 stars on Google. And we are at trcfinancialservices.com. We hope that if you're listening to this and you want to be educated as a business owner or as an individual, you meet us at Coffee and Conversations on December 6, 2023. It'll be held at the Houston Room at 2965 South Sam Houston Parkway, Houston, Texas 77047.
I love that, and I'll make sure I put this that information down in the description if you guys want to go. They need to work on their TikTok. Y'all ain't dancing on TikTok, y'all.
No, but I could.
Yeah, let's. I don't want my tax person dancing. I just want you messing with my taxes.
That's what I be trying to tell these people. They be trying to throw money and dance. And I'm like, just do the people's taxes,
I know,
educate the
right?
people.
Well, you guys are the right choice. I love the name. I love the Holy Spirit behind you guys. Mercy, thank you so much for stopping through the Blessed B Show, giving us more. Hey, let's do this as tax season rolls around because it's coming up.
Mhm.
If I guess I'll just get on and just do a Q&A, maybe even go live with you and bring you back to the show. Can we do that?
Thank you. Yes, we can.
I love it. More of your favorites along the way. Stick and stay. Segment 4 is next. This It's the Blessed Weeks Live weekend syndicated show.